Yo, what is good, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast, Nerd Shit. It's your boy Key here with your boy Shooting Star Sheriff one more time for another podcast, Ep02. Today we're talking about a couple things, three topics, maybe four, who knows? But Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z's legacy. Can any other anime out right now top Dragon Ball's legacy, or has any anime already topped it? And like, what do we think about Dragon Ball's legacy and stuff like that? Our personal opinions. Cause somebody was talking real reckless in his Discord group, and we'll get we'll get more into that later on. Also, our top three animes that we're currently watching right now. Also, current video games are playing. A lot of video games are coming out. If you play video games, you know this is the time of the year where a lot of new games are coming out and stuff like that. And it's hype. It's a hype time. It's a hype time of the year. And also, if we have time, I do also want to talk about Dokkan Battle and gotcha game or loot box addiction or exploitation, because like I'm not sure if any of you are paying attention to it, like, but loot boxes have like become like very egregious within the gaming world. Like EA is like a big culprit of that. Also 2K with their recent what is it, NBA 2K game, which is basically a fucking casino. And a lot of people they do not like it whatsoever. Even Apex Legend, which everybody was like praising it when it came out as like one of the best games or whatever, and like the practices they were doing were acceptable. And then at a certain point, I think year two came out. I'm not sure what, because I don't play Apex Legends. I just like heard of the news or whatever. But like the most recent, I guess, celebration came out, and like just to get a skin, you would have to pay over $200. And the way you do it is like two of them are for free, like two of them are free or whatever, right? You do these two missions, you get two other skins that are free, and then the other ones you have to pay actual money for. And it's like 12 or 13 of them or something like that. And then you pay the money to get that, which you do those missions, and then it unlocks another skin, which you then still have to pay for. So basically, you're paying like $200 to unlock the ability to pay more money just for a skin, which is over like $200, which is crazy. So like the exploitation within that and stuff like that, I kind of wanted to get into that. But maybe we'll save it for another podcast if I feel like this podcast is going too long or whatever. But yeah, so let's get into it. Dragon Ball's legacy. What do we think about it? Do we think any other anime has topped it? And like when I say Dragon Ball's legacy, like for a lot of people here in the United States, or Western countries and stuff like that, maybe not even the United States, maybe even other countries too, but Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z kind of got us into anime. Like it was one of the first like mainstream popular animes and stuff like that. Dragon Ball Z came out first, obviously, and then that kind of got popping, and then Dragon Ball came out, and we kind of watched the reruns of Dragon Ball and stuff, and just like the legacy of it and how it basically paved the way for a lot of animes that we have today, and also the pop culture influence. Like Dragon Ball has been like referenced in so much of pop culture. Like there's Dragon Ball even has like a shoe line with Adidas, and then like rap music and hip hop and stuff like that is constantly referencing it. I know Jaden Smith has a song called like Goku or something like that. So like it's up there. Like Dragon Ball Z has ascended, in my opinion, just purely being an anime. It's like, I mean, there's like a video game, like there's video games that come out every year, and there's like a contract because Dragon Ball is so popular that there's a contract that says, "Yo, we have to have some kind of Dragon Ball game come out every year," or I think Bandai is going to lose the rights to Dragon Ball or something like that. That's how popular it is. And what I was talking about earlier, somebody was talking real reckless in this Discord group that I'm in, but I like My Hero Academia. When we get into it, I'll tell you. Well, you'll know that it's one of my top three animes right now. Like I'm so excited for season four, but your boy was like, "Oh, My Hero is better than Dragon Ball Z, and it has ascended or topped Dragon Ball Z in a pop culture scene." And I'm like, okay, that's your opinion. If My Hero has a better story or better characters and stuff like that than Dragon Ball Z, um, not everybody likes every arc in Dragon Ball. Like there's some arc, like there's some arcs and like episodes and stuff like that that we just like don't even talk about. Dragon Ball Z is not the best story in the world. There's definitely a lot of plot holes. And like there's a lot of there's like a lot of stuff that Toriyama just completely forgot to put in and just kind of left out. So like it's not perfect by any means, but in my opinion, to say that any anime, even Naruto, like even like the big three of like when like we were in high school and stuff, like maybe not high school, maybe like elementary, even Naruto and like Bleach and One Piece, like to say anything has topped Dragon Ball on a pop culture level, I think is blasphemy in my opinion, but like again, that's just my opinion. Um, so I honestly don't think anything comes close to Dragon Ball when it comes to just like sheer influence and just like on a like pop culture level. But I mean, what do you think?
Well, it's funny, right? And I think what it is too, and why everyone puts like Dragon Ball Z into question is because we recently just had within the last like 10 years, right? We've had Dragon Ball Battle of the Gods, and then after Battle of Gods, we had Resurrection F, and then after Resurrection F, we had Dragon Ball Super. So we had Dragon Ball back as an anime for like a good 2 or 3 years, and then most recently we just had the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. And with Dragon Ball back in the limelight, as much as it has been, especially with Dragon Ball Fighters and stuff like that, like Dragon Ball has gotten a lot of attention, especially within like these last like I would say 2 to 3 years. Then they've been probably more out there these last like 2 to 3 years, maybe four years, four going on five. They've probably been out more so recently than they have been in a very long time. So a lot of people go back and look at it and they're like, is Dragon Ball like still that? Is it still that powerhouse that it still is? And and I think a lot of it too is a lot of people compare Super to a lot of the newer animes like My Hero Academia and stuff, whereas like Dragon Ball is like this old ongoing story where a lot of these, you know, up and coming shows or they're new and they're fresh and they're right out of the gate. But these are people you got to think though. A lot of people who are writing these newer stories are inspired. We're so inspired by the earlier stuff like Dragon Ball, and they can tell so as a fan, if you're looking at it as a fan, you can tell where the highs and lows are. So when you're writing your story, you know how to kind of avoid those things. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I feel like especially like a hero. I can never say his name right, but the mangaka who writes, he's the guy behind My Hero Academia. He's a big superhero fan. Like I just recently, I bring this up all the time, but one of the students in the class, the one who shoots tape out of his elbows, he's based off of Spider Man. Like he's very much heavily influenced by American comic books. That's how he got the whole idea for My Hero Academia. He really likes Western comic books, like Spider Man, Batman, Superman, like all those guys. Um, and I feel like the thing is what makes Dragon Ball such a staying power is it stays relevant. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
the thing is we can't. Unfortunately, it's just too soon to tell if like My Hero Academia or Black Clover or any of these other big shonens, Demon Slayer, since that one's currently out right now. Um, we don't know if any of these shows are going to have staying power yet. We have to that comes with time. But Dragon Ball has had that time to not only grow up with an entire generation of anime viewers, but also still stay relevant. So the old heads put the young heads on it, and then you know what I mean, and it starts a
Yeah.
cycle. Um, and that's what it really comes down to. It's just having that legacy. And right now, I mean, there's really nothing that can really stand in the testament as far as legacy wise, except for One Piece. But One Piece has been out forever, so that's a
Yeah.
whole nother conversation. As of right now, I mean, I can understand people liking some things better than DBZ. You can have that opinion, but
Yeah.
when it comes down to like something like, oh, this is gonna have a better legacy, like we won't ever be able to tell until we get there, and that's gonna be another 10, 20 years. We'll be 50, 60 years old by time we figure that out. But I will say this, as far as My Hero Academia specifically, within the short amount of time that it's been out, I will say season 3 premiered back in what, 2011, 2012, 2013 maybe, the first season.
Honestly, I'm not sure because I literally just started watching My Hero last year, I believe, and I kind of binged
You binged it?
season 1 to 3,
Yeah.
just like within the span of a month or two, you know?
Yeah, but I'm saying within the few short years that it's because it spits out basically one season like every year. But in the short amount of time it's been out, which I will say if it's been about 4 years, so it's been about almost 4, almost going on 5 years. It has definitely made a really big impact on Western culture because it's about superheroes, and Western culture really likes super. We really dig our superheroes, especially with the MCU going on, and with and all the other stuff as far as superheroes. Like superheroes has become such a mainstream thing now. So like an anime that embraces that superhero like motif and just runs with it, like
Yeah.
it's a for here in the States, it's definitely like a cash cow as far as like getting merchandise and stuff for it. That's why there is so much My Hero merchandise now, and My Hero is a great show too. But as of right now, and I'm a huge My Hero fan. You already know I love My Hero. But it's definitely going to take time to see if My Hero will definitely stand like that test of time like Dragon Ball, because Dragon Ball still stayed relevant with like the video games and stuff like that. My Hero has only really had one game released in the States, and that's One Justice. I'm not saying My Hero won't ever get more stuff, but like it's gonna take a while. It still needs
Yeah.
a bit for it to reach that level because Dragon Ball is on a global scale. Like
Yeah.
people were gathering to watch like the final episodes of like Dragon Ball Super, and people gathered. Yo, can we bring up that one time where we broke Crunchyroll trying to watch the Jiren versus Goku fight?
Oh man,
Like we broke Crunchyroll servers.
I remember that.
Like that's never happened with a My Hero Academia episode. I'm sorry, it just hasn't happened yet. You know what I mean? I'm not.
Not to say My Hero, like, not to say season 3 wasn't popping for My Hero. Like, we're not bashing My Hero or any other anime out there, not by any means. As far as like what you said, like the legacy of Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that, and just like how much of a global impact it has. Um, as far as that, we don't think anything, or at least I don't. I'm not sure about you, but I don't think anything is currently touching that.
I mean, as of right now, I would say no. I don't think anything is. I don't think anything has threatened the throne that is Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Let's say if
When
something
you talk about potential, though,
potential, yes, definitely, it has
you can
potential.
say anything has the potential to, if done right, has the potential to be better than something else that is already great. Because like you're basically saying, yo, if you do everything right and make everybody happy in a perfect world, it'll be better than this right here. Which, so when we talk about potential, like it's kind of hard to like make an argument about that. But like if anything did have the potential, provided that it continued to go for seasons after season, because like Dragon Ball has like from Dragon Ball to Super, there's almost over like 600 to 700 episodes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And like
It's been out.
most of those are filler.
It's been out for a hot minute.
Yeah.
But
But like if My Hero like kind of continued to go even past when the main I'm Deku like gets older and becomes the greatest hero in the world and stuff like that and continues to go into like the next generation and stuff like that,
yeah,
then maybe. But I mean Naruto has over what five like 600-700 episodes, maybe 1,000, maybe not quite 1,000. I think it's like 600 episodes. And Naruto has went from Naruto to Naruto Shippuden to Boruto, and like people don't put Naruto, or at least I don't hear people putting Naruto in the same category as Dragon Ball. As far as
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, like, and Naruto is good. I like Naruto. You know what I'm saying? Like that was one of the animes I grew up on. You know, I know a lot of people like kind of bash Naruto and stuff like that. They don't really like it that much, but I really do like Naruto. But as far as Naruto, like ran just as long as Dragon Ball Z. Well, not just as long, but like Naruto has a catalog of episodes and material just as long as Dragon Balls, and still it's not to that level. You know, Naruto isn't at the level of Goku as far as like on a global level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, now Naruto does have a lot of like, and you got to think about something too, and there's a lot of aspects of Naruto that is definitely based off of Dragon Ball Z. Like literally, the Rasengan looks like a Kamehameha. Like let's not even get at that. And not even that. You hold the Rasengan in your hand, the Kamehameha comes out of your hand. Like it, there's a lot of references and little Easter eggs to Dragon Ball that Naruto has. But what Naruto did differently was Naruto really tried to be more of an emotional type of story versus Dragon Ball being just purely like that adrenaline rush, that Dragon Ball is
Yeah,
known for. And like I said, I like the emotional story that Naruto went for your emotions more so than it go for, that super high adrenaline fighting. Not saying it didn't have that, it definitely did, but there was always like this emotional weight. There was always a weight to like, not I wouldn't say every battle in Naruto, but all the big major battles always had this emotional weight to them. You know what I mean? I mean, we can even say that with My Hero Academia, which My Hero Academia seems to have a really good balance of just like having those really nice emotional moments, but when the big fights happen, they have a lot of weight to them. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Where Dragon Ball's like, let's just fight for the heck of it. Like, but I still love that about Dragon Ball. Like to this day, like people still love that about Dragon Ball. Like, and I feel like that really stands the test of time. Like, it's so iconic. Like
yeah.
that's what that's what Dragon Ball is about. It's about fighting and getting stronger and surpassing your limits. Like that's literally what the story is about. So, I mean,
I, oh yeah. No, I was gonna say I think I sent you this little photo. I'm looking at it right now. It was like Japan voted for the most powerful anime character, and guess who's at the top?
is it Goku?
Goku. Yeah, Goku is over Saitama, Naruto, Ichigo, the guy from Fairy Tail. I don't really watch Fairy Tail, so I don't really know his name. The pink haired dude, Luffy, Meliodas, Gon, Eren, the guy from I don't even know honestly the anime, and then Deku. So those were the people on the list. And again, I'm not sure how true this is. Maybe like somebody on the internet just kind of photoshopped this up, you know. But
Yeah.
Japan does have like a lot of, I think there's even a Goku Day in Japan, right?
Yes, there
Or is
is.
that? Yeah,
There's a Goku Day. There is no. I'm for real. No, I mean you're making a
yeah,
point. I get what you're saying. You're trying to make a point.
yeah.
But yeah, there's a Goku Day. There's a legit
When
day after
when we get a
Goku.
Deku Day, when we get a Deku Day, then then I'll say My Hero has reached or even surpassed the level of the legacy of Dragon Ball. But no, um, again, I love My Hero top 3 anime right now. Definitely watching uh season 4. We might even come back on here to do a review or discussion about season 4 on the podcast once that's over with. That's how much we love My Hero. We only want great things. I mean, who knows? Maybe it will become that big and that good.
Yeah.
Only got what is it? The best wishes for it and stuff like that. But currently, right now, no. Your boy on the Discord who was saying that was just talking out of his ass because he really likes My Hero too, and maybe he doesn't like Dragon Ball. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
and like
anyway,
everybody is entitled to their own opinion. It's a free
yeah.
country. We can like whatever we like, and I think that's what makes like discussions like
You know
this
what?
super interesting.
I think I think where he was coming from because he said something right. He was like, "Yo, I don't really. It's hard for anime to hook me, but yo, my girl showed me My Hero, and like that anime like hooked me instantly, and I binged it within like I'm not sure the span of time that he said because this conversation happened a while ago, but I think that mostly kind of influenced his whole thought process was the fact that it was something new that hooked him instantly just like that he was able to get into
Yeah,
um and it was fresh and new and and maybe he hasn't seen an episode of Dragon Ball Z or whatever in a while but
yeah. No, but like I'm glad that you brought. You know what? I'm glad that you actually brought that up because My Hero could have been a lot of people that that weren't into anime probably got put on and put onto anime through My Hero, like how we got put on through DBZ. So you could think.
yeah
So for some people, My Hero is like their DBZ for a lot of people, especially for the newer generation growing up. You know what I mean? Like we did have Dragon Ball Super, but the thing with Dragon Ball is like like a 20-year-old story, maybe more than that. It's way more
yeah
than that
I
actually.
mean like
So like
I'm sorry but like if you what you about to say
no, I was gonna say like it's a 20-year-old story where My Hero it's newer, it's fresh, like it knows how to get people's attention. You know what I mean? It's a little snappier, it's more flashier. You know what I mean? It's newer, so like it's gonna
yeah
catch a younger audience's eyes, or a newer audience more than Dragon Ball. With Dragon Ball, it's like okay, well, if you want to watch it in order, then you gotta watch Dragon Ball. Then after you watch Dragon Ball, you gotta watch Dragon Ball Z, and then after Z, you can watch the GT if you want to. If you don't watch the Super,
I mean you don't have to watch Dragon Ball in order
you really don't.
honestly like
But some people like that continuity.
yeah
So
I mean, or you can just go back and just watch the fights on YouTube.
don't do that. Don't do that. Watch the. I mean, but they've simplified Dragon Ball. They have Dragon Ball Z Kai, which is literally Dragon Ball without the filler. Which
Yeah,
I still watch. I would still watch original Dragon Ball because of the filler. Because some of the fillers like the funniest stuff, dog.
yo, the episodes with Goku and Piccolo trying to drive a car
Yeah,
or
that's
learning how to drive a car. I mean, like, come on now, that's like some of the best filler ever.
yeah. Like you can't beat that. You really can't beat that. That's like top
I
tier.
mean, like, for real, man, for real. But no, anyway, that's our thoughts on that. What do you all think? In the comments below, let us know. Or even tweet at us. So we have a Twitter now. Let me look it up real quick because I had to change the name a couple times. Uh, Give me 1 second. But yeah, tweet at us and let us know what you think about this topic. What do you think? What do you think about Dragon Ball's legacy? Do you think any other anime can top it or will potentially top it in the future? But it's gonna be nerd shit daily. Um, yeah, just tweet at us. Let us know what do you think. Next, we got our current top 3 anime, and as you already know, one of mine is My Hero Academia. Obviously, my boy Shooting Star just put me on Fire Force, and I've been hearing about it. My little brother's been talking about it. I've been seeing stuff about it on the internet and even on Crunchyroll. Um, and I kind of plan to watch it, but leave it up to me, and I probably wouldn't have watched it for like another couple months. But yeah, they put me on it. Fire Force is hype. It's hot. I like it. I'm only on episode like 4 or 5, but I'm digging it. And then also another anime. I was gonna go with what is it, Demon Hunter?
Demon Slayer.
Demon
So
Slayer. I was gonna go
yeah,
with
Demon
Demon Slayer
Slayer.
because Demon Slayer looks like some heat, but I've only seen 1 or 2 episodes, so I can't call it my top anime right now.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna get back into it, but I haven't seen that many episodes to call it my top right now. But who knows? Maybe I'll get into it this weekend and like kind of rearrange this list or whatever. But I'm gonna say Mob Psycho, um, and I'm only on season 1 of Mob Psycho. Me personally, I watch anime, but not too much. I'm never like watching the hottest, hypest anime at the moment. For the most part, like My Hero and Fire Force, those two are like hot and they're hype right now. But for the most part, a lot of times, and this is what all of my TV shows. I'm just getting on season 6 of Game of Thrones, and I didn't start 1 episode of Game of Thrones until season 8 was done. That's just kind of who I am. But Mob Psycho, I'm digging that right now too. I haven't watched an episode in a minute, but maybe like a week or two, maybe 3. But yeah, that's another anime I'm in right now. What about yourself?
So currently what I'm watching, I'm definitely Fire Force is on my list. I've been watching it. Well, pretty much I've watched just yesterday I caught up watching episode 10, which is as of this recording. There's only 10 episodes of Fire Force out right now. I really like Fire Force is really cool. I like the story. I like the characters, man. I get so many like Soul Eater like vibes from it. I don't know. I just dig it. I just really dig it because I really love Soul Eater too. So Fire Force is definitely on my list. Another one that I'm currently watching right now is Doctor Stone. Doctor Stone is pretty decent. Doctor Stone's pretty good. Really like I mean, it's another, like, isekai type, I mean, there's a few that I'm watching that are kind of isekai-ish, but, like, most anime are isekai right about now. But, and I'm actually watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains. Those are, like, which that's literally ending this month, September 25th. And I've been watching that for 3 years now, but that's coming to a close. And I really enjoyed Vrains. Um, and if I could put an extra one on there, I probably put uh do do you like your mom and her multi-target attacks or whatever? The one about the guy who goes into a video game world with his mom. It's funny. I'm enjoying it.
You and these isekais, bro.
I
Like,
mean, yeah, it's good.
I just wanted to use that in the sentence because I literally just figured out, like, learned what isekai is. And because like somebody on YouTube, I forget who it was, but they made like a top 10 anime or something like that, and like he kept saying isekai, 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 and I'm like, what the hell is an isekai? And like I kind of got the gist of what it was,
Yeah,
basically. But yeah,
yeah. There's a lot of good ones. I mean, right now there's a lot of good ones out. Um, I would probably say my favorite. I mean, cause see, like, it really just depends on what you're kind of going for. Cause for me, like sometimes I'm in different moods for different things. Like, if you ask me like something that I'm like hot watching, like right now, like a lot is Psyche K on Netflix, the Disastrous Life Psyche. Oh, that's some good stuff right there. But that's a comedy, and I know like not everybody likes anime comedies, but like
wait, is that your boy who's technically like a god or whatever with the
yeah, yeah, that's
camp? Yo,
yeah.
yo,
That
I was did I put you on that? Because I remember like we were watching that like a long time ago, or I'm not, or maybe you put me on. I don't know, but like
I
that
don't I
that
don't
that show is funny.
that show is really funny. I love Psyche K. So there's a
I
few.
remember I remember one that you put me on though. What is it? Dang, with the Cat's Dune. Remember that?
Oh, you talking about my devil's a part timer. Devil's a
Yo,
part
that one,
timer.
yo.
Cat's Doom, please. Two Cats Doom.
Yo, those Netflix animes, yo, they're not like the best things in the world, but like sometimes they make like some funny shit.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. So there's a few recommendations for you guys if you're not already watching. Yeah, next time you're on
Yeah,
Netflix, watch some Psyche K, guys. Come back in the comment section. Let me know how you like it, or tweet at us. Tweet at us.
tweet at us, tweet at us. Nerd Shit Daily. Let us know what y'all, let us know what y'all are watching right now. Maybe you'll give us some recommendations yourself. Uh, we're kind of watching different things with the exception of like two or three like two animes or whatever. Like I seen one episode of Doctor Stone, and this is me with a lot of different animes. Like I'll watch the first episode, like the first or two episodes, even if I do like it, I'll kind of like drop off for a little bit and then come back to it a couple months later.
Yeah.
Which I'll probably do the same thing with Doctor Stone. Like once I finish Fire Force, because I'm really into that right now. And then once I finish, you know, my other stuff, then I come back to Doctor Stone and stuff like that, and then give y'all like an outdated, a couple months outdated review on or something like that. We'll see. But like, yo, is anybody still talking about Doctor Stone? Remember when that was hot? All right, cool. I just finished it.
They're gonna be like, man, that's been out for like 8 years.
Oh my god, yo. But anyway, current video games that we are playing, so I'm playing Borderlands 3. Borderlands 3 just came out. If you don't know what Borderlands is a looter shooter. You pick one of 4 characters. They're called Vault Hunters. Um, and they all have like different abilities and stuff like that. My character that I'm playing as is Zane, and he kind of he has this ability where he can like shoot out a shield and like shield his teammates and stuff like that, or you can pick it up and like it shields your body. And then he has like this little remote drone that like shoots enemies for him and stuff like that. And he also like shoots out this little holograph that confuses enemies, and like sometimes it explodes on. I don't know, like it's pretty dope. I like it. Borderlands 3 is hype right now for me. I'm like level 17. I've been playing it a lot since it came out. What are you playing, man?
Well, I mean, we've talked about this. We've talked about this like off the podcast before, but I am playing so much Mega Man Legacy Collection right now. I just finished. Well, I love Mega Man. I'm a huge platformer guy. Like I'm like like all the old Sonic games and Sonic Mania. And well, I said old games like Sonic 1, 2, and 3. More recently, Sonic Mania. I've always been a big Mega Man fan. I got into Mega Man with the Battle Network series and their forward. Battle Network, I never got to play the Zero games, unfortunately. So it's kind of cool that I can go back and play all the older games. And playing Mega Man X is definitely fun because Mega Man X is literally an anime. Literally the main bad guy keeps coming back and you have to keep beating him, and like there's all these cool like little plot like subplots within the main plot. And like Mega Man X was really cool. Like it's a really cool series. So I just finished Legacy Collection 2, which is funny because why didn't you finish 1 instead of 2? Because two was the more controversial one, so I wanted to see what titles I liked out of the second collection. So I finished that first. Now I'm gonna go back to the first collection and finish the ones that everybody likes, and then I'll be like, oh yeah, I do like these. But yeah, Mega Man's really good. That's what I've been jamming on right now.
Yo, another game that I've been on, that I get on and off all the time is Dragon Ball Fighters. I feel like Dragon Ball Fighters is like the most consistent video game that I've been playing for like that I've ever like played. Because ever since it came out, like a year or two ago, like I still come back to it, but I'll come back to it, get my ass whooped, and get mad, and then get off or whatever. Like I don't know, man. When I'm playing fighting games, I get like a rush of adrenaline or whatever, but I can only like play a good set or two before jumping off and like cooling off or whatever. So recently, like my little journey with Dragon Ball Fighters, because I hadn't played in like a month or so, so I hopped back on. I'm like Supreme Kai or whatever, like this mid rank or whatever, and I got like my little yellow square.
Mm-hmm.
I hopped on, and then I hopped on and I switched characters. So I wanted to try a Bardock, and I'm not a Bardock player whatsoever. I normally play base Goku, Hit, and then Rose, or like I'll put like somebody in the middle slot that I like to play with, like Fidel or something like that.
Mm.
But I put Bardock in the first slot, then base Goku, then Rose. And some people are like, "Yo, why are you playing that team? That team is trash." I mean, I like the characters. What can I say? But I played that, and I don't know how to play Bardock, so I was getting my ass whooped like bad. I'm talking about like, okay, maybe not bad. Like I'll come back with Rose or whatever, but like I lost my orange square, my yellow square, and I lost my rank, and then I got my rank back, and then I lost it again, and I just recently this morning got it back. So I don't know,
Wow,
man.
you really went through an arc.
I'm going through an arc with this with Dragon Ball Fighters, and I'm probably not gonna pick it back up until like later this week again, and I'll get back on. I'll lose my rank again. Like it's horrible. Like I know,
He said I'll lose my
like,
rank again. Oh man.
but the reason I wanted to bring it up is because I'm going to upload some of those matches to the channel, Key TV on YouTube, and if you want to see me playing like a scrub, uh, you know what I'm saying? If you want to see me playing like a scrub, tune in to Key TV, and I'll probably upload it sometime this week so you can see me playing with this team that I don't play with normally. But I mean, at the end of the day, I won the set, so that's all that matters. But like,
He said at the end of the day I won, so y'all can suck it. Oh,
I
that's
mean, I won the
funny.
set. You know what I'm saying? But like,
Oh man.
you can tell it's been a while since I hopped on because like I was playing like a scrub, man, like real bad, real bad. I mean, at some points like I'll have all my characters and I'm like, all right, cool, I'm about to win, and like I have to do down to like the other person down to one character.
Yeah.
And I just let them whoop my ass. They'll just like come back on me and wash me. I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
what were you doing? I'm like, yo, come on now. How did you let that happen? What's up, Key? What are you doing?
How could you have done this?
Oh man, and another game that I downloaded was the beta for Call of Duty Modern Warfare, which I mean, I thought I would like it a lot more
Yeah.
because I like Call of Duty. I like Call of Duty, but I don't know. I was like, yo, this is gonna be the Call of Duty that I'm gonna buy, but I'm probably not gonna cop this unless it goes on sale for like $30. And I know, like I know you don't play shooters and stuff like that. I know, like me and you were playing Borderlands,
See,
the Handsome Collection together at one point.
yeah, and like here's the thing. It's not that I'm against shooters. It's just like if it's just purely a shooter, I can't like I don't. It doesn't hold my attention for long. Like Call of Duty is pretty much purely shooter, but I like Borderlands for the RPG aspect. Like the RPGs, like just like trying out different weapons and like all the different types of weapons that there is, and being able to even customize your character. Like that's the stuff that keeps me in Borderlands. Like, but if you ask me if I like the core gameplay, I do. But I like all the other side stuff, like all the customizable stuff, like being able to like, having like guns that you can like throw and then they explode, and like like it's like all the little things and like the whole like leveling up aspect of Borderlands. Like I like that RPG feel. Like that's what really keeps me in it.
Yeah. You definitely like Borderlands 3. Borderlands 3 is hype. I mean, like there's a lot of issues with it right now because like there's like a lot of frame rate issues and like the game slowing down and stuff on you. And I've even seen people saying that their PC versions have just been like completely wiping their data and
Okay.
just breaking, which is horrible. And
Yikes.
apparently Gearbox knew about this. So hopefully they fix it. I would have hoped they would have fixed it before the game came out, but like hopefully they fix all of these technical issues really soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, that stuff is happening. Like even when I'm playing, like there's like a lot of frame rate drops and stuff like that. Opening the menu is horrible because like there's a lot of lag and all of that. But other than that, the game is pretty good itself, which I'm enjoying it a lot. And like all of the guns and stuff like that, like legendary drops, um, are a lot easier to get now. Like I think I got like 3 or 4 legendary weapons, and I'm not even that far into the game, which is pretty dope. But you know, all of the other technical stuff, I mean, they can keep that, but the game itself is pretty dope, which I think you'd like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know
Oh,
what? It's cool because I really I'll probably get it, but I want to get a switch. I want to get a Switch Lite. soon. So I want to save money to get a Switch Lite because boy has to play Pokemon at some point. Pokemon and other Switch like exclusive things. But yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'll probably get Borderlands 3 because it'll definitely go on sale at some point, and I'll probably cop it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, it'll definitely go on sale. And then I mean, I think we have just a little bit more time. I might even cut this out if it goes too long. But the gotcha game addiction, the loot box, loot box exploitation, uh, exploitative tactics that these companies are using now. Because it seems like every game that's coming out right now has like very egregious loot box um, mechanics and stuff like that. You know, like they lock so much behind paywalls nowadays, and it's not just gotcha games. Like I say gotcha games because you and I we played Dokkan Battle. Me and Shooting Star here, my boy. We played Dokkan Battle. We've been playing for almost he's been playing for over 1,000 days, and I've been playing for almost 1,000 days. Like what, 3 years?
Yeah, we've been
Playing
in
this
it
game,
pretty deep, man.
you know. And not gonna lie, we spend money on a game,
We do.
but I like to say that we kind of we do it in moderation, so we're not like dropping hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a game.
Speak for yourself.
But
just playing.
okay,
Just playing.
okay. Look, your boy over there wailing.
Nah.
But no. So, and I was talking to him about this the other day. And there's a YouTuber that we watch, and I mean, I like he's a good YouTuber, good guy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not like trying to throw shade at him or like talk trash about him or whatever. But there's this YouTuber that we're watching. He's like the biggest whale in Dokkan.
Oh, you already gave it away.
You know, I mean, but like, you know, like if you watch Dokkan, like you know who I'm talking about. And this recent celebration, like this dude spent over 10,000 stones on the banners, and like Dokkan is his job, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
that's his job.
Literally what he does for a living, you know what I'm saying? Like he's not like the rest of us who have like day jobs or whatever, or you know, who's not getting like I'm not sure what his pockets is looking like, but if you could spend that much on Dokkan, then like you're definitely making a good amount of money. You know what I'm saying? So like he's in a whole different league than we are as far as that's concerned. But like 10,000 stones is a lot of money, and I did the math, and I'm not sure like how he acquires his stones because I know like some people use like discounted websites to give them discounted stones and stuff, which I'm not sure how they do that. I don't know, but like anyway, if you were to buy the stones outright by yourself, 10,000 would run you about $5,000, right? Is that what we came up with?
I think that's about a ballpark average.
Yeah. So, and that's within like 2 weeks. So to spend $5,000 in 2 weeks on a mobile game is crazy. And like, we're not talking about him per se, but like just think about like the regular person or even like a kid, right? A kid with their parents' credit card. Now, I'm pretty sure like a lot of people with parents, or not parents, but kids and stuff like that, have ran into issues where their kids have used their credit cards to buy virtual stuff, or like like run into issues like that, right? So
yeah. I get what you're coming from.
Yeah, and like I just kind of wanted to talk about the effect that it has on people, and like watching him spend that many stones, and somebody else is like, oh, he's trying to get the unit. I want to get the unit too, or he's rainbowing that unit, and it's so good. I want to rainbow it too. Let me try to pull forward. Okay, I didn't get it. All right, I gotta buy more. I gotta buy more stones. Let me go back into the shop, spend $40 on a stone pack, go back into it, summon some more. Okay, I didn't get it. Goddamn. Okay, let me buy more stones to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, and obviously, I don't think anybody's out there doing that. But and then your boy, he's always like, he's an advocate of like saving your stones for banners that
Yeah,
matter and
he.
stuff like that. Like, no,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like he's not out here saying like being a bad influence by any means to people, but
yeah.
sometimes like when you have like such a wide reach, you know what I mean? Like it's hard to what is it? What am I trying to say? Like
Trying.
manage how you influence other people. You know?
Oh yeah, when you have such a diverse fan base, like and here's the thing, and I and this goes for everybody on YouTube. Like this goes for me, this goes for him. Uh, so yeah, but here's the thing, man, and this goes for everybody. Um, I mean, we're all just people just making stuff that we enjoy. You know what I mean? So sometimes sometimes we don't know. Here's the thing: we don't know everybody that we're talking to or influencing and stuff like that. Because we're behind a computer. You know what I mean? Like we're not talking to these people like face to face. So it's like you can't control everything. You know what I mean? That's basically what I'm saying. You can't control everything. But when it comes to the loot box thing, I mean, I understand that like you probably have like a lot of younger viewers too that like playing these types of games, and maybe they're not completely aware that like that summoning thing, it's gambling. I mean, for
It's
lack of a
highly
better term,
addictive too. You
yeah,
know?
it's highly addictive. Especially now they have so many, and they're based off of your favorite shows. Like, you've got Dragon Ball, you got One Piece. I mean, there was just a One Punch Man game that just recently came out on the store. There's so many different ones now. You can pretty much
Yeah,
almost.
not just gotcha games either. You know, like also like stuff like Fortnite and stuff like that. Like I know certain countries are like making actual laws about stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, yeah. So, but this is what it comes down to, because I understand it. I understand that a lot of people don't like the loot box system. Um, Here's how I feel about it. It's fine. Loot boxes are fine if they're only used for like cosmetic purposes only. The best example is Overwatch. Overwatch, you pull skins, and if you get a legendary skins, they just make your character look different. They don't give you any extra stats. They don't make you stronger or better at the game. Now, on the opposite side of the spectrum, I will also a game that abused the loot box system, and that's Battlefront. Do I need to say anything else past Battlefront?
They've since fixed it, but I feel like Battlefront started this whole thing when it came out,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
it brought the government into video games. Nobody wants the government in video games.
But here's the thing though. What made Battlefront so bad was because it literally took your like if you pulled like really good weapons and stuff, that affected your online play. That affected like how good you were playing online versus other people, versus you having to play the game for hours on end to get to the same spot that the other that that player who just spent money on. And see that
Yeah,
right there, that I don't like. That is unfair. It's either you need to make it stupidly easy to grind up, or there has to be a balance, or you say, hey, the loot system is only for cosmetic purposes only. um,
yeah,
Dragon Ball Fighters has a loot system. I mean, it uses all in-game currency, but you pull for
yeah,
different skins for your characters and different lobby avatars. That's still a loot box system, but see, no one bangs it because guess what? It's cosmetic only. It doesn't affect your game. It doesn't affect the gameplay at all. It's just for fun. So I
yeah,
think when it comes to these bigger companies and these bigger studios utilizing this gotcha system, because the only reason they are using it is because they see that it prints money on mobile games and stuff. it, if you're only going to do like fun things and cosmetic things that don't necessarily make or break your game, then it's completely fine. I don't mind it. I know something more recent, but when you start using it to like really like hamper the difference, or you make the grind super super hard to even get to those things, almost trying to force the player to spend money on your game, then I feel like that's kind of scummy in a way. Now I know mobile games do it, but see, mobile game, that's a completely different market. So I'm not really trying to focus on that. Like
Yeah.
more recently, Crash Team Racing. They announced before the game came out they weren't going to have any microtransactions at all, but they had this. So when the game came out, yeah, there was no microtransactions, everything was cool. And then what happened was, the publisher was like, hey, Crash is making money, and they're like, we need, we want to capitalize off this. So they had the store, right? And in the beginning, the store, you could buy like different skins. I think you could buy like different skins, different characters, and stuff like that too. They had like events. Like if you played, you would get enough of this in-game currency, and you would use that in-game currency in the store to buy stuff. And it was all in-game, and it was fine. But then they started adding prices to actual like current like real money prices to things, and they made it a lot harder to grind in the game to get the things that that most players want. So it's I don't know, it's crazy because it's definitely a fine line you have to cross if you're going to even do a system like that. It's either you do it or you don't. And then you got games like you have Crash Team Racing, but then you have Team Sonic Racing, which doesn't have any microtransactions at all. But the one thing about Team Sonic Racing is that Crash Team Racing did events and stuff with new characters. Sonic Team Racing, Team Sonic Racing, doesn't have any events at all. So you just like play with friends. That's kind of like how you have to keep the game alive. Which it kind of sucks because that game is literally only a month older than Crash, but more people play Crash. I mean, I'm just saying, like I've seen the loot box spectrum on both sides, and it's just how you approach it at the end of the day. You know?
I think when it comes to loot box and even like cosmetic stuff, I feel like if somebody's paying money for loot boxes, they should get exactly what they want.
Yeah,
Because like when it comes to loot boxes, right, there's like 15, 20, sometimes even more like items within this pool that you can pull. And if you're spending money on it and you want, and like let's say, okay, let's do Overwatch. Let's say if this was an Overwatch situation, I only main Moira when I play Overwatch,
yeah,
and let's say I paid some money to get a specific Moira skin, but when I did a pull, I got like a Diva skin. I don't play Diva. How does that benefit me in any way? Not at all. It benefits the company because they got my money. So I'm like, okay, cool. I want this Moira skin, so I spend more money, and then I get another skin that's not Moira, and I spend more money, get another skin that's not Moira, and I did this thing like 4 or 5 times before I actually got the skin. So I think even like for video games, right? When it comes to loot boxes or anything like that, if you're spending money, like real money on it, you should have the opportunity to get what you want instead of like pulling for these random items, even if it is just cosmetic. I know like you said, Dragon Ball Fighters, which is completely in-game currency that you can get from doing like multiple different events and stuff, like not events but like
just
multiple different things within the game.
just playing the
That's not like
game. Yeah,
yeah, you're not spending money on that. So when they give you a Gohan skin instead of a Goku skin, that just says, hey, play the game more, and get more money, more zenny to pull more. It's not saying, hey, come out of your own pocket from your own money that you make from going to work or that you've gotten from your parents or something to get this Goku skin.
yeah,
So I think when it's like when you're able to get the currency in game and they do it at a like at a reasonable rate or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
then it's good. But if you have to spend money on it and you're not getting what you want, then I think, you know, I don't think that's good personally, you know?
Yeah, and like I said, it and like Overwatch does have a system in it too now where you can click on a specific character and you can actually legit buy the skins and stuff that you want. I have seen that. Um, so even Overwatch has a system where like if you spend money, you can technically still get what you want. Um, I don't know exactly how it works because I'm not a big Overwatch player, but I know there's a system in play where you can click on a character, you can look at all the skins they have, and then like you can actually straight up just like get those skins. I think if you have like enough of the coins or something like that, you can just straight up get a skin that you want. So
Yeah.
I think that's really cool. And at the end of the day, it really just comes down to the developers, man. It's really who's behind these games, and what they're really trying to do. Like Arc, like, and the only reason I keep bringing up Arc System Works is because they're such a passionate um, developer when it comes to fighting games, and it's just like. I mean, when they do big season passes for like Dragon Ball, yeah, they want you to pay money for the characters, right? But when it comes to all the fun stuff, like for Dragon Ball Fighters, like the in-game commenters and like all the fun stuff like the lobby avatars and getting all the different skins and like the special skins. It's just like it's just like these are just like little fun things you can do to enjoy your game. But the core focus of our game is like what we want you to do is we want you to play our game. We want you to spend time with it, love it. Play it with your friends. They want you to truly like love their game, and it shows. And you can tell from when Arc System Works to develop from their games. And like I've played Guilty Gear. I'm playing Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle, waiting for the version 2.0 update for that. So I've played a few different. I have played fighters with you. Uh, you know, here and there. Like, and I've played a lot of, and I'm getting to the point where like I'm comfortable with fighters. I haven't got to that point where like I feel like I just need to play more. But like even from a casual standpoint, or even just me playing these games, like when I want to or when I feel like it, like I can tell there's love in those games, versus like playing a game like Battlefront where you can tell when somebody's just trying to get at your wallet. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I feel like that's what
Or Apex.
Yeah, you can you can tell when things are getting grimy and getting scummy, and it just
Yeah.
you just have to be diligent. And I mean, especially for like the parents that have kids that play Dokkan Battle, that play these games that have in-game transactions, like real money transactions within them. Like the parents need to put parental blocks on it. Like you know what I mean? Like if they have access to your credit card on on these devices, then you need to one, take your credit card off of those devices, and two, like that's what PSN cards are for. That's what Google Play cards are for.
Yeah.
Get them Google Play cards and PSN cards, then they can spend their money on that stuff. But guess what? That money's already on there. It's not coming off of your card. So that way you can manage it that way. You see, there are ways you can manage it. It's just we need to be more diligent. As far as like just looking at monitoring, especially parents with kids, monitoring them as far as like when they're on, when they're playing these types of games, because they are addictive. And it's cool, like, and it's cool too when I can play, when I see other people playing Dokkan Battle. When I'm just out walking about and I see people playing Dokkan, I'm like, oh snap, you playing Dokkan? And I'll pull out, and I'll open up my Dokkan account, and we'll like look at our boxes together and stuff like that. I've done that a few times, and that's just like me being out and about. So like I like what those games do like I just walked up to a person because I saw him playing Dokkan. I was like, yo, you playing Dokkan? Like, like it's a way for other people to connect with each other a little bit. So I mean, take it for what you will, but I think there are ways to go around it. I don't think loot boxes should necessarily go anywhere. I think they're fine. It's just the way that developers approach them need to be changed in a way where I feel like it's fair for everybody.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all anybody wants. Something that's fair for everybody. That's not that's not basically a cash grab. That's just a cash grab, basically. You know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, I don't know if you heard it. Like I keep on coming back to Apex, 'cause that's one of the ones that I just recently learned about. But like it just like baffles my mind that you have to pay over $200 for the opportunity to pay more money for another, like for a skin. That's like basically the prize, I guess, possession or item of that, I guess, season or whatever that they did. Like they've done promotions behind it and stuff like that, you know, like putting at the forefront of their advertisement, and then to lock it behind such a high paywall. I don't know. I just find it crazy, man. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, like $200. That's a lot of money, man. That's a lot of money.
and then yeah, I think like if you do it a certain way, you can get it for like $170 or whatever. But like, that's still $170 that you're spending on a skin, you know. And like maybe some people didn't want the first 12 skins that you have to get. Like you can't get this last skin without getting these skins. Maybe somebody didn't want those. Maybe they just wanted to get the skin that you get at the end, which was like I think it was like $7 or something like that. But like maybe they just wanted that skin. But now they have to spend $200 to get that one skin, and they're not gonna use the other 12, but they're gonna use this one.
Yeah.
So like,
Mm-hmm.
and it just goes back to like if you're paying money for something, then you should get what you want and not, you know, this other stuff that you don't want.
Nah, I totally agree. I totally agree. Yeah, that's and
Yeah,
that's
but I mean, those are our thoughts about it. I know other people, because I've seen the forums have different opinions on the whole Apex thing and the loot boxes and stuff like that. But anyway, let us know what you all think. Again, tweet at us Nerd Shit Daily, or when it's pop up on YouTube, you can give us a comment down below. You can even write us a review or comment in the podcast section in Google Play Music and Spotify. I think Spotify has a section where people can leave comments. And we are coming to Apple Music very soon, so be on the lookout for that. But again, this has been your boy Key with Shooting Star Sheriff. Thank you so much for listening, and we gone.